Hello, welcome to my channel. And thank you if you're joining me from TikTok or Facebook. And I'm looking through here, doing via my webcam. So, welcome and thank you for joining me this evening. It's Sunday, the 25th of September, and I'm broadcasting from all the way from London. And whether you're watching from the US, UK, South Africa, wherever you are, I welcome you to tonight's show. I just thought I'd jump in here because of one of the trending topics that kind of prompted a question in my mind earlier on, and this is to do with NiaLong and Ime Udoka. Those of you who are into American sports will know that Ime Udoka is himself a one-time athlete who's now was, I don't know, recently let go, became a coach. And we have come to hear about the cheating that occurred by Ime Udoka, who's been engaged for about 10 years to and near to Long, Nia Long. And in case some of you do not know who Nia Long is, let me try and show you and bring some of this to your attention, okay? Because Nia Long was one of the, let me see, just bear with me, people. Let me see if I could put it up on the screen. Let me, you see, Adding? Okay, there you are. Okay, okay, there we are. So that's Ime. I'm sorry if the image is not so clear to you, but some of you will know. I'm sorry if you're watching this from my Facebook or TikTok, you may not be able to see all the images I'm using here because I'm doing this live. I'm actually showing people who are not used to Nia Long and Ime Udoka who they really are. And some of you, let me see if I could show you the. Now, some of you may remember Nia Long. She was in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, as well as some other um, movies back in the day. And I'll show you another photo of her. There she is, pretty lady. I always liked a lot of the programs she appeared in, to be quite honest. She's been known, she was quite well known back then in acting in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and quite a few other, um, what do you call it, a few other programs in the United States. So why is she on the news? She's on the news this week because her fiancé, they said they've been engaged, they met in 2011. A year later, they had their first son, who's now 10 years old, and they've been engaged, since then. Which brings me to the question I'm going to be asking you guys and why I wanted to talk about this um, cheating scandal, which, if it's not just United States, anybody in the sports world would have come to hear about this. So he has been accused or found out to be cheating with his bosses, one of the top bosses in the sports in the sports team, and the wife. Apparently, this is an affair that's been going on for a long time, and apparently, allegedly, the husband got to know about it. Apparently, the wife said more or less she was going to stop it. So allegedly, wife goes behind husband. Allegedly, went back and slept with him, though. Then later tried to claim that she was out. You know what out means because YouTube does not allow one just to say anything. So there we are. So this guy who was a player and then now a great sportsman became a head coach, and now because of a woman you are about to lose your $1 million contract. How sad is that? And it begs the question, I like to ask some men, what is it with men and not being able to control themselves? That's one question. And let me go ahead. I'll continue to um, read what we have here. It says Long and Udoka have been dating since 2010. After meeting through a mutual friend, and in November of 2011, the pair welcomed their first child together. In 2015, they got engaged, and Long also had a son who's now 21 years old. And so she decides to break her silence because everybody went berserk. And there was been a video of Ime, talking about how deep this trouble is. It's not as simple as people think, and clearly it's going to cost him his career. And apparently now he's suspended until 2023 or 2024. But either way, I doubt there's a very slim chance that he will be able to come back again. Let's be honest with ourselves. And it's very sad because, like I keep saying, you will see this even in Europe, in United Kingdom, in USA, where people who are doing so well as possible, sometimes in our case here, footballers, you hear one footballer after another get themselves entangled with some lady that will end up accusing them of harming them, even though sometimes, for me personally, in my own opinion, you have to wonder who these women are. But for some reason, these guys don't seem to be able to learn from other people in their field or learn how to control themselves. Anyway, look there. I'll come to the question that brought me to want to come and discuss this. And so Nia, according to Mail Online, eventually gave her own talk, or rather, gave her own, broke her silence more or less. And so we came to know that this is not the first time Udoka has cheated on me. And you have to wonder what would it take for such a beautiful woman to even tolerate, to forgive a man. She already uprooted where her family were. He knew this was coming, and there she was, apparently house hunting for their next move. All I say is thank God she didn't even move before all this hell broke loose. And so we know that Nia Long, as a fiancé, he's a former player turned coach who has been suspended by the Boston Celtics. He was suspended over an inappropriate relationship with a staffer with whom he had a consensual affair, though the lady we hear was trying to twist to claim she was out, which, to be honest, it will be another game changer and nasty. Because at the end of the day, if we're to believe that this lady and him have been doing this for years, just because her husband caught her and she doesn't know what to say, to turn around and lie against a man and say that he harmed you would be one of the most wicked, abusive thing any woman could use, because there are genuine victims out there who have been through harm, and for anyone to trivialize it this way is simply wicked. So it goes on to say that Long 51 shares a 10-year-old son with Udoka. She broke her silence on Friday after the affair emerged. Became a household name and the American treasure as Lisa Wiggles in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. She also starred in Boys the Hood, Boys in the Hood, Soul Food, Big Mama's House, and she's a civil rights activist. Her fiance's infidelity shocked fans around the world. Some would say that they leaped to Nia's defense, as everybody online has been talking in her favor. And apparently, like I said earlier, this time that this has happened. Ime Udoka himself, who has been is suspended, is obviously going to be wondering what his next move will be. Now, let me get to the crux of the matter. The reason I wanted to, touch on this is sad. First of all, there's no excuse for any man or woman to cheat. I say if you're tired of your relationship, just go. And someone like me, like some people were saying on YouTube, such a beautiful woman, you could get any man you want. Why would you tolerate cheating after cheating from this guy? I don't know myself. But the main reason I wanted to come on and ask this question is some people claim 7 years, some people claim 10 years that they've been engaged. And my question to you watching this is how long is too long to be engaged to any man or woman? It baffles me that someone, first of all, we're here, they met in 2010, and by 2011, they had their son. Now, I'll make a different video that's been on my heart. I want to discuss with some of you people, wherever you are in the world, to tell me, about how soon or when is the right time for a couple to decide to have children. That's one side. But in this case of Nia Long and Ime Udoka, I say Udoka, I say it perfectly because I am British origin and most likely from the part where Ime's parents come from, where I call the Eagles. So I know how to pronounce because I notice a lot of my favorite YouTubers sometimes didn't know how to pronounce his name. So I'm quite proud to say that I do. So the question I'm asking is, there is a beautiful lady, okay? There you are. What would make you propose to a woman or what would make a woman stay 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 7 years, be it 10 years, be it 7 years? Ask the question like I'm doing PC. I'm not here to do PC. I am, in my opinion, saying it's crazy, it's too long, it does not make sense. And if you're watching this and think otherwise, please let me know in the comment box. What will make a beautiful woman like this stay 1 year, 2 years, 7 years, be it 10 years, be 7 years? I don't care what the excuse is, money. Let us wait. Oh, we can't afford it. Because even if you can't afford it, you can still just go to a registry and get married. Okay? Why or what would make you propose to a woman, and what is stopping you getting married to that woman for 7 or 10 years or whatever? And I say this to any of you young women, especially I say young women. I'm not saying they're not men who may sometimes struggle with their partners, but in this case, often it's women. We know women generally who will tell you, "Oh, I don't really need a ring on my finger. Oh, I don't really need, is that a piece of paper?" I'm coming to that as well. But where a man has gone out of his way to propose to you, is it not right that within a year, maximum 2 years, if the marriage is not going forth, that you should have either made sure that you got married or worry you that there's a reason why this man is dragging his feet? Or do you people think it's because Nia went ahead to become pregnant almost immediately they met? Because we heard that they met in 2010 and they had a child in 2011. In my opinion, that was moving very fast, but they're not unique in that aspect. Like I said, I'd like to make a different video to address that because it's been a topic in my mind, in my heart. So could it be because they stay with him? What is it? Because, like I said, I want to use this opportunity to advise you women there, young and old. If a man and you meet a man and you believe you're having a serious relationship, there's no reason for that man to delay for for more than a year before putting a ring on your finger. At the most, 2 years. At the most. Because I can tell you this much, no matter the excuse a man gives you, most men, if they want to be honest with you, will tell you that when they genuinely love a woman, when a man loves a woman, he doesn't waste time in putting a ring on that finger. In most cases, 1 year is about enough, in my opinion, to court, to date, to get to know one another. And unless you're not serious or you're not interested in marriage, but if you're interested in marriage, 1 year, 18 months should be enough time for both of you to know where you're going with that relationship. Therefore, in this case, where a man proposed to you and you're still waiting, I mean, what kind of what you, apparently they even have 2 children. You've had children and you're still calling yourself a fiancé. That is beyond, to me, ridiculousness. I would need someone to come up with a very good explanation of why some women do this to themselves. Of course, some of you may want to argue, the feminists out there, oh, you don't need marriage to define them. If you're ready, because we have enough kids from broken homes, we have enough kids who have no parents, we have enough problems in society that anyone who wants to tell themselves the truth today will know that even when you're 2 parents in a home, it's pretty hard to raise kids, let alone when you decide to make yourself a single mother or you run the risk. You're busy playing wife when a man has not even put a ring on your finger. And you, if you want to tell me it doesn't matter if you're married or you don't need the piece of paper, okay. If it's just piece of paper, my argument to you is, why don't you just get the piece of paper that is easy? Why are you making it difficult? Get it, because it will be a bit same like me, or anywhere you are in the world. Before you buy a property, we know, one, of course, you have to have your money, and you will not give someone your money for a property if they have not given you your documents. Am I correct? Whether you're in USA, UK, South Africa, Nigeria, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Mauritius, anywhere you are in the world, you need well scrutinized, confirmed documents to give someone your money for their property. So why is it okay? In fact, property is even big. Let's talk about cars. For you to own a car, what happens? Most times you go with your money. You have to fill in all your credit, or for those of you in America, for those of us in the UK, I don't know how you buy your car, but for me, my husband and I, you have to fill in your documents and pay your full price of the car you're buying. In my case, I don't know how everybody buys their car. You cannot go into the car dealership and pick up a car and say, "Oh, I don't need the paper. That's my money. Take it and go. I'm going." Because you wouldn't. Because you want a piece of paper document to say that this is IJ's car. This is IJ's property. So for those people or those women that come with their feminist ideas and say, "Oh, not everybody needs to get married," okay, or marriage is only a piece of paper. So why is it okay for you to have or insist on having a piece of paper when you're buying a house or even something as simple as a car, but not for your own self, your own insurance, your own what would I say? How can I quantify marriage? Because if a man says they love you, unless again you're not interested in marriage, the truth is that majority of us human beings who are women, the most and ultimate way to show your love, that you really love me, you want to spend the rest of your life with me, is to get married. There's no two ways about it. I don't care if you're a modern woman, a feminist, or what have you. So it's ludicrous for anybody to try to come up with any justifiable reason why Nia Long, such a beautiful woman like this, would allow a man like this one to cheat on you? Excuse me, excuse me, to have cheated on you so many times. Excuse me. You allow this kind of man to cheat on you time and time again. Then on top of it, God knows what excuses you both have for not, if nothing else, give those children better security. It's not just about money. Give them better standing. Because at the end of the day, there could be an argument, which I will do in my other video. I felt I saved so many videos to remind me, where I want to know why is it that when people meet these days, within with a shake of a dog's tail, stranger, you're already married. I mean, you're already having a baby. There's no time to even say to yourself, let me just test out this relationship in case it doesn't work out. Why must you rush and put the cart before the horse by having a baby? Why can't you just get along with a man, enjoy the ride? If you two are serious, go about things the right way and do the right thing, especially when you decide to have a child. Do the right thing, especially when you decide do the right thing, because 7 years, 10 years engagement does not make you know what you think about it. Drop me a line and let me know what you think about, having babies, or rather having children. And so my question to you is, how long is too long to be engaged? Is 7 years too long to be engaged? In my own opinion, is far too long. And if you're one of those women, you're too comfortable or whatever. I don't know what the person is saying that makes you become so complacent. And I've seen so many real life issues where the same man, that whatever reason he convinced you, after all, what matters, we love each other. You've been with that man 15 years, 20 years, and what happens? Later, you suddenly hear he's married someone, sometimes even younger. And you're wondering why, if he was so willing to marry that person after living with you for 10 years, for 5 years, for 12 years, what was wrong with you? And for those of you who may be going into a relationship, or maybe you are already in one, don't be complacent. You're no different from all these women. Learn to value yourself. You call it old fashioned, call it what it may. As far as I'm concerned, the ultimate love a man could show a woman, if you claim you love me, especially when we've had children and a child together, is to get married. It doesn't have to be a big wedding, but you need to put a ring on that finger. Okay? When Beyonce sang, if you want to put a ring on it, there is a common knowledge. So there are much fewer women out there who may come out now and be say, "Oh, I don't need. Oh, this is old fashioned. This is well." Like I said, drop me a comment and let me know your thoughts. But it's very sad, and I pray for Nia Long that she will have the spirit of discernment. And nobody likes to be cheated on, but every woman or man should know their own self value. And on this note, I want to thank you, my viewers. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to support my channel. Hit the like button. And thank you so much for stopping by. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Bye bye for now, and take good care of yourself. Thank you.